It's almost Christmas time, so hopefully you got through Thanksgiving and your turkey turned out phenomenal. I had a video on the turkey that I did this year. I'll put that link up above a little later in the video. But today, almost Christmas time, there's only one thing that we can do: smoke a ham. Most hams are gonna come pre-cured and pre-cooked. That's just the nature of, how the grocery stores supply these things. If you want a raw ham that's not been cured or cooked, you're most likely gonna have to go to a butcher, but in different areas of the country, it's gonna be different. So what you're looking at is a cured ham and it's fully cooked. So basically we're just gonna reheat it and introduce some smoke content to it along with some other flavors. I do recommend that you get a ham that doesn't have all the flavors in the brine or the smoking process. Just get a natural flavored ham and then you can add your own flavors into it to make sure it tastes exactly how you want it to. So the first thing I want to do is I want to score the outside of this ham, and that's just basically for, just an appearance thing. It's going to make it look nice, and we're going to do a crosshatch pattern. If your ham does have, any amounts of fat that, look like you need to trim them down, I would go ahead and do that. Now's the perfect time to do that, but there's very little fat on this. This ham is from Boar's Head. It's a sugar slice, and it should be really good. All right, so I'm just gonna spray a little bit of canola oil on this, and that's gonna help my rub and my spices stick. You can see how juicy and wonderful this ham looks. This is gonna be an absolutely delicious ham. Let's just add a little bit of flavor. Saw this in the grocery store and I couldn't say no to it. It just seemed too perfect. First time I'm using it though, so hopefully it'll turn out as good as it sounds. You wanna try to use something that the salt content isn't quite as high as some rubs. And that's because it's been brined, so you really don't need to add any salt to this thing at all. I'm gonna kind of pat that in. And a little on the top. And again, pat that in. We're looking good. All right, so I'm cooking on my Rectac pellet grill. Love the Rectac. It just produces consistent, reliable results and gets you a wonderful smoke flavor. Now, sometimes I use a smoke tube, and today I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna cook it at 250 for about 3 hours, and then I'm gonna wrap it, turn the temperature up, and we'll get it up to about 150, 155 or so. So we're gonna get about 3 hours smoke on this guy. Then I'm gonna take a look at the color. As soon as the color's where I want it, that bark, that outside, I'm gonna wrap it and finish it off at a little higher temperature, probably more like 300. I'm looking for it's probably just gonna be about a 4-hour cook. It's a smaller ham, it's only about 9 pounds. It's not bone-in. I would recommend getting bone-in if you can find one. The grocery store that I went to just didn't have any. I would have definitely grabbed a bone-in ham. It just seems like you get a little more flavor when any kind of meat has the bone-in when you cook it. On medium-low heat, I have about a 1/4 cup of pineapple preserves and about a 1/4 cup of pineapple juice out of the can pineapples that I'm going to use later in the ham. Then I'm going to go ahead and add about 3/4 cup of brown sugar.
Then I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, and that's going to help thicken it up and help it bind to the ham. That's just going to make a much better consistency. Stir that in real good, let it dissolve, and then we're just going to kind of reduce this for a little while on simmering heat, and then you can take it off. You don't want to put it on too high heat or you'll burn the brown sugar. Now I'm going to go ahead and pour the sauce into a separate container, and that's going to be a container that I can put in the refrigerator, let it sit for just a little while, probably half an hour, 45 minutes, let it thicken up so we can use it to glaze the ham. Tip for you: when you have everything on the ham, use some of that cherry juice and just kind of drizzle it over the top of everything. And when you get to about 155 degrees, here's what you end up with. Now, nothing goes better with ham than some mashed potatoes, and we'll keep the fruit on the side here, make us feel good about ourselves. Let's see how this tastes. Oh man, the smokiness, perfect amount of saltiness, and that rub, you can taste that rub coming through. It's a very, very, very juicy ham, a lot of flavor, and it just smells wonderful. Oh, look who else thinks it smells wonderful. Give this ham a shot on Christmas, and it is surely to be a very Merry Christmas.